Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I've been so busy lately. I'm taking you with me and I'm going to do my video while I walk because I have not been having much time to get things done lately. So I'm going to get into this quickly because I'm running errands while one of the kids are sleeping. So guys, I know it's been all over social media that toxic mentor to some and many black men, Kevin Samuels, passed away. So do you guys think that watching that these guys watching their toxic mentor die alone will help them understand the toxicity associated with the mentality that this guy was spouting all over all over the land? Guys, subscribe to my channel and let's have a quick discussion about this, all right? Okay guys, so I know that people have been having lots of feelings about this guy dying, Kevin Samuels, but I don't really care. He's not somebody that I really watched or I felt spoke to me in any sort of way. But men, there's lots of men who felt that he was their, I don't know, kind of like he was kind of an effeminate male figure. So I always thought of him as kind of a toxic mom figure in a dad body for some of these guys. So supposedly he died while having sexual relations with a high value woman, meaning she was probably under the age of 35 and she had no children. One of the biggest threats that men make to women is that if you do not acquiesce, if you do not behave, you will in fact die alone. Y'all, it's been one of the biggest loads of crock. It's one of those things that is so interesting because I always see it as really reverse psychology, because the people who are more likely, the gender that is more likely to die alone if they are unmarried is men. And I say this because most women, even if they are not in romantic relationships, they have relationships. So this threat that women are going to die alone, you know, especially in the rhetoric that we also know that this person was famous for, is interesting because single moms, you know, older women were pretty much his kind of like the people he dumped on the most, you know, and then, you know, he got into what you look like physically, of course, and all of this somehow played into your value. Now, the one thing that's always interesting to me is that men who father children, because I believe he was a father, who had alienated his own children, his own daughter, who also apparently didn't like his mother, just based on some of the things that he has said about single mothers. He's talking to a lot of men who are raised by single moms, and some men who also are not necessarily active fathers. And this was their mentor. And should I apologize for their loss? Whatever. So when you start looking at dying alone, single moms are the least likely to die alone because they have children, right? We don't have to have romantic relationships in order to not die alone. So I'm not shaming him for not having real love in his life. As far as like a romantic relationship, he didn't have love in his life, full stop. And regardless of the millions of followers and the people who are, you know, now making their tributes to him as though he was Martin Luther King for the Dusties. I think that it's interesting because ultimately he died alone with very little love in his life. And that's something that when you look at relationships, women are the ones who nurture relationships. Women are the ones who often keep men involved with so many aspects of life that are nurturing and healing. And often we are the ones who see changes in their health and point it out to make sure, you know what, they're okay, because we try and keep our partners living as long as possible. So, and I actually know several men who died alone because they left the women that cared about them, or they were not active with their children. They didn't nurture the friendships that they had in life, because men don't necessarily always relate well to other men. And I feel bad for that for most men, because having those close relationships is important. And, you know, women do that for one another. We know how to be each other's caregivers. We know how to support women. And I think that is something that's important and missing in men's lives. And a lot of times women bring those kind of aspects of social interaction to relationships, to men. And without them, they're more likely to die alone. We see it all the time, but they threaten women constantly. Do as I say, or you might die alone. You want to risk dying alone? It's one of the biggest threats that men make, and there's so much cap, because the truth of the matter is they should be the ones afraid of dying alone, not women. So yeah, they have been using this threat against women, even though they are the ones who are dying alone. It's reverse psychology, y'all. And the problem is that most women have been so male focused that they do believe that without a romantic partner, that constitutes dying alone. And it's sad, because the truth of the matter is, I know for sure that I will never die alone. Even if I didn't have children, I have relationships with other people, other friends, other love in my life, to know that I am well taken care of and supported. So if my husband were to run off tomorrow, find himself a younger woman and think that she is of more value because of her age or fertility or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna be all right, y'all. I'm not worried at all. So I think this is key for women to start understanding that you guys are the prize. You are the things that are keeping these men in better positions, and don't fall for the cap. So guys, I made my errands. I had to cut the videos while I was making my errands. Got some things done, but these dudes are gonna die alone. So don't worry about them. Stop being male focused and you'll be happier for it. And those threats, those threats to do what they say, do what they want, act how they like, be something that you are not, will slowly and truly be less important to you. More of us are saying we don't care, and men don't know what to do with themselves because they don't know what else to do. They don't know their own value. So we're learning ours in many cases, and I think it's a beautiful thing. All right, guys, subscribe to my channel. I gotta go get my kid. He's probably gonna wake up for his nap any time now. He's not alone in the house, by the way. He is with people. But anyway, I gotta go. So, ciao, ciao for now.